I just got off work. Wasn't bad. I did help somebody cross over. And as crazy as it sounds, 90-year-old no longer in pain. Did I help him cross over, like give the medication? No, I called for the order to get the medication because I realized the man was in pain. A lot of people missed it, as in nurses and whatever missed it. Anyway, I just came on real fast because I was thinking about something. One day, people want to know how it is I can do what I can do. And people probably like, do what you can do. Hey, honey. So I want to give you all a hint on how to do something. I am the mental help. I appreciate that. You're good. Anyway, so as a medium, and that's what I am, plus I'm a nurse. I am a nurse, by the way. I'm absolutely fine. I'm able to turn it on and off. So I devote my time to my patients and work and stuff like that. And, well, then I move on to another aspect of myself. But I was thinking about it. Some people, when they want to channel and stuff like that, they try to be one with their soul, or they wonder how come people can be separated from studying and stuff like that and pull away from family, friends, and disconnect from people really easily. Some people be disconnected or boredom with a relationship or whatever. For me, I mean, yeah, I'm alone most of the time. But there's one thing, truth, one thing I wanted to explain. Some people try to think of themselves as spirit covered into their soul. I don't do that. If everything's about visualization, right? And you are in human being form trying to connect with spirit, right? I couldn't do that because it made me feel like I was a walking ghost. So I altered my mind frame and how I can see what I see without being disturbed, we'll call it, by being the walking ghost. So I don't do that. So when I channel the different dimensions. I think of myself as a lonely astronaut on my very own spaceship, all by myself, moving on. Because technically, that's what we are. We are human beings that embody our bodies, aka our spaceships, if you will, except for people who have a problem seeing that, right? They have a problem understanding, okay, we're a spaceship. No, you can't do that. But if you're trying to visualize how to connect with aka spirit, but you can't think of yourself as a person that can be seen through, I think I consider myself like an interdimensional traveler. And I will literally picture myself in my own UFO. Is it real? No. Jill is a human being sitting right here on Earth, but I figured out how to connect to different fantasy or predictive type of things. Who wants to stay on a planet where you have dickheads and try and play tic tac toe with fucking nuclear war heads? Makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, see, I got some wisdom to me. But I just wanted to come on quick and say, hey, I've listened to so many people say, oh, you have to be one with your soul, or you have to merge all these really weird concepts that I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't make it fit. But then I thought about like space travel and UFOs and like astronauts and their, well, if you think about it, the astronauts are souls that leave the earth, kind of like AKA angels. Technically, they are, wouldn't they be defined as angels? They go to the heavens and they come back down. Thank God of them, not a lot of them has fallen. Technology has gotten wonderful. But think about it. So my mind was able to conceptualize being in a astronaut, a NASA type of thing. Am I that? No, I am not that. I'm very grounded. But when I go into meditation, when I go into the field, when I try to connect to AKA God or Buddha, whoever I want to at the time, I don't get freaking labeled by one God. I believe that multiple planets, multiple universes, most likely had each type of God that had to fix society. It's very simple. I try to dummy it down that a child, you have all these big freaking psychologists and anthropologists and all these meditators, and you guys do great things, but I won't call it dumbing it down. We need to make it where it's accessible to the minds of everybody. Quantum physics, paranormal psychology, channeling, everything needs to be down to a child's level. That's connecting to God. That's connecting to the Creator. That's connecting to Jesus. That's connected to Buddha. That's connected to everything. Everything is mine, and we are the receivers of the information. But when you are sick, whether it's literally disease, trauma, addiction, loss, change in life, and everything, what do? I go meditate. I come out of the area that I don't want to be in anymore. Some people unfortunately take their lives because they can't deal with it. No, I meditate and I access part of my brains and I pick a future I want to be. I want to be a CIA agent for a little while, then maybe FBI. Then I plan on working and writing Marvel books, teaching quantum physics. Why? And I'm a nurse. I'm a widow. I'm a survivor. No one's going to stop me and tell me who or what I can't be. People think it's crazy. I can hold a job and take care of my patients for 8 hours a day who are dying left and right, and I do better than most nurses that run the floor. And I do it with a smile. I have patients giving me hugs and kisses telling me that they love me because I'm the only one that sits there and talks to them about the possibility of death. I work in a nursing home, people. So when I get to tell them, I even taught an 80-year-old how to put meditation music on. Not many nurses do that. I can't say that they all don't. But yeah, when you want to access different parts of your brain, let's see, how to know he is a God? Well, what's your definition of God? In my world, God is a creation. You know, if you go back into the Bible of Genesis and stuff like that, the angel flew over the waters and the dark, what was it? The angel flew over the angel flies over the earth in the darkness, and then that's when he creates light and day, right? You can't perceive that, right? Because it's something we can't see. It's something that has been mythological, biblically taught. So I become that spirit that flies over the heavens and the earth, but I'm in a human form. And the only way for me to break that down to teach it is to picture yourself possibly. You want to consider yourself a shooting star. You want to consider yourself in a spaceship far, far away. However you want to do it. When you go through loss, addiction, and you reprogram your brain, and you're doing neurodivergent, and you're trying to picture channeling, and you look into the law of one, and you look into all these other prophetic things. The only one who's stopping you, I kept looking for teachers, and I did. I found teachers. A lot of them gave me affirmations of what I was doing and stuff like that, and I kept this shit hidden for about I, I I kept it hidden due to my heartache and loss. I thought I was nuts until I cultivated my mind and I started doing some interesting stuff. But I wanted to come on. I just got off of work and stuff like that. And I was driving home and that's what I saw. And I'm like, I can't lose that because I think that's really important to bring it down to the level where everybody can when they go into solitude. We have patients that lay there in bed 25 to 30 hours a day, which I know that doesn't make sense. It's only 24 hours in a day, but that's what it feels like to them. So when you're able to teach them and understand that it's okay to daydream, I believe that we should be teaching our everybody how to program their lives, not only this life, for next life. You know, if you have 90-year-olds who are passing away, what do you want to be next time, Grandma? What do you want to be next time, Grandma? You did this lifetime, Grandma. You were a teacher, or you were a doctor, or you were just at home. Grandma, what do you want to manifest next lifetime? Has anybody even thought about that? All the trauma all these people. I mean, come on, we got baby boomers, we got all these different ages and stuff like that. Have gone through so much trauma, so much loss, especially in their old age. Why aren't we teaching them how to go into their mind? Because if you clear their karma and you teach them how to do astral travel and thought projection, and you literally write it out. If okay, listen, if things are manifesting like Marvel and Star Wars, and they manifested into quantum physics, why can't we manifest our lives for our next lifetime? Because when you get into the law of one, you get into karma and stuff like that, you figure out you don't want to hurt anybody else, even if they've hurt you. Do you want to get revenge? Sometimes, I will tell you, sometimes it's really, really hard not to be like, because you know what? I'm a big woman. I'm almost 6 foot tall. I'll take a motherfucker down. But do I? And like the truth, I will take you down. I will protect everything that I have. Am I afraid of death? No, I am not afraid of death. I'm afraid of the process of death with pain. But am I afraid? No, because and it's like people who have shifts that said all of a sudden they out of nowhere they have all this knowledge and stuff like that, or they feel this. Dude, that most likely means that another timeline far, far away, you probably lost your life. And what happens is the soul merges with you on this one. Because if you have multiple dimensions and parallel universes, ooh, electrifying. Think about it. These people, when people who say that they quantum jump and that they channeling and they're going into different worlds and stuff like that, right? And they feel disoriented and stuff. Well, if we have parallel universes and multiple dimensions, and there are many versions of ourselves, right? Does that mean another version of ourselves lost their life? And then what are you taught? You're taught to merge, and especially people who are into the mind, who are into channeling. Maybe people haven't explained it. Maybe they have, and I haven't looked. Maybe it's just my interpretation of it. So those of you who are remote viewers, mediums, those who are just getting involved in neuroplasticity, into channeling, you are more susceptible to this. Some people call it deja vu. Some people call it the Mandela effect. They're both basically the same mechanics. It's just depending upon your brain, what you process and how you process it. And it can get a little like, whoa, it can get a little scary having deja vu. But when you realize most likely on another timeline that you didn't make it, it means you won on this timeline. You know what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden you get all this knowledge and you have a walk in or a step in or a dragon or whatever you want to call it. There's so many different names for all these processes. But if you sit there and you feel that extra soul, that extra being coming to you, well, unless it's some demonic shit makes you do some crazy ass shit, that's another story that we'll do in a galaxy far, far away, because that will have to be dealt with. But if you literally have that, it means most likely a part of you somewhere has died. It could be a 100-year-old version of yourself. It could be a child in utero. We don't know. When you can open your minds to the concepts and perceptions of what is out there, and how many different particles of us, how many different planets are there? It's not just here. Quantum physics has proven that. So it's just something I thought of just before I go to bed, because I go back to work tonight. So I just figured I'd share that. Thanks for whoever stayed around. I appreciate you. Thanks for the likes. But Jill is tired and going back to bed to probably go to a galaxy far, far away and come back with more information and how to explain it. You all have a good day, because right now it's my nighttime. You all be patient. Be patient with each other, because this world's a little freaky. You all have a good one. Bye.